Hello, everybody, and welcome back for our halftime show between the first series of these two teams. Actually, their last series of the entire split, as it were. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that one. Golden Guardians getting the comeback against Immortals. What a turnaround. I thought after Trinamir got fed that this game was over. I thought Immortals was like, all right, Concept's got this in the bag, but props to Golden Guardians and specifically the 1-2 punch that was Ryoma and Shine for just keeping them in the game for that long, Cubby.
That was the best Rise game I've seen in Academy. I think the only one that rivals it would be APA's Rise game he used in Game 3 to beat 100X, but my God, Ryoma, he just first picks this champ. It's what I think is the strongest man in the patch. Ryoma, I mean, I cannot say enough good things about Ryoma, and then also Chime this game. They just put the team on their back, overcame that deficit, and I love the game plan to attack that Jinx. That's why we see Jinx paired with Thresh, paired with Tahm Kench so often. If you can't position on this champion as a team, you will get punished. That's exactly what Golden Guardians did to IMT that game.
But I also want to point out how much focus was put onto Iconic to try to ban him out and leaving open that Rise in the process. Iconic was great on Volibear. It looks like you just
did
can't.
His job.
Hey, you can't ban him out.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I was going to echo your sentiment about APA's Rise. I really want to see this match now between APA and Ryoma in the future because either they'll know the matchup or they'll know the counter to it. But yeah, I think that's one of the most impressive Rises. Playing the side lanes, playing the team fights, Chime finding the hooks to keep them in that game. A lot of their ability to come back in the first place was because of Chime setting those up. So Golden Guardians, hey, this is a good time to peak. They're one game away from guaranteeing top 2 if they can win this next game. Immortals are still locked to top 6, but right now they're really hoping for a win so that way they can guarantee a 5th seed rather than a 6th seed. So there's still, reason for both of these teams to care. I don't think we're going to have role swaps this game 2 of the second series. I mean, maybe. You never know, but most likely they will be taking it seriously. Game 1, it's in the books. Crazy wrap. So we're going to bring us to our halftime show now. We like to have fun as we are waiting for the players to get ready for the next game. And today's halftime show, we're going to bring back one that we've played a couple of times at the split called Recall. Now, if we can get production to cue the music here. Recall, the way it works, I picked a shout call that one of you did in the last game, and then we're going to play a guessing game to see how, if you can guess what the call was, to kind of summarize the game in a nutshell.
I don't think I've played this yet.
I don't think you have.
Yeah.
I don't think you have. But this is what the game board looks like, so let's get me on full screen so that way y'all can see what you're actually going for here. Simple phrase. It's not too long. 3 words. And you play this one together. So you can both take turns guessing. You can guess together, whatever you want, but you will have 3 lives. If you get 3 wrong, you're out.
Oh. That makes this tricky.
It does. It does. I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm going to take the first step.
Okay.
I would like to guess T.
T. You're going to guess for the T.
Safe.
Let's take a look at the board and see if there's any T's in this one. Absolutely. There you go. All right. 2 successes right off the board for Cubby. Cubby, I swear to God, I think you've been on this every time we run this show, and you have yet to get one wrong. So I feel like you're cheating. Somehow you have like a screen share of me.
I mean, this is like the typical thing. You get, what is it? R, S, and T. Guess those ones because those are like some of the most common used consonants that you have.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I would guess S. So.
Oh, you're going to throw in an S. All right. Well, Magical's throwing in an S. Let's see on the board if there is an S as well as the T. Ding, ding, ding. Absolutely. Correct. S and T. All right. I'm going to have to make, next one's going to be all X's and Y's. I'm telling you.
Then I'll just guess Zizix again.
I feel pretty confident about the first word. So I'd like to guess an H.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know the first word.
See if that's in any other of the words.
You're cashing on. I don't like this.
We'll keep it safe.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I saw that too at the moment.
The
moment I saw T in the first position, a 6-letter word, I'm like, that's Thresh. We know that.
All right.
What are the other 2 words? That's now. So I'm going to throw out an E, since I know an E is there.
Okay. We'll throw in an E. We'll throw in the E as well.
Yeah, keep this up. We're going to go rapid fire here a little bit.
You got 2. Yeah, we can just keep this up. I mean, I feel like Cubby's already got it.
The E is there?
Cool. Let's go R. Let's go R.
We're going R.
We know again.
R as well.
Wow, you
okay?
There's no risks here, Mad Magical.
Well,
and you were calling me a coward earlier.
Hey, the reason you do this is because you can see what the other ones are. Right? We knew Thresh, and we get all those letters, and we saw there's an E, and we saw there's an R.
Can anybody guess it from here? I feel like Twitch chat probably already has it.
I've got it.
Can anybody get it?
I've got it. I've got it.
What is it?
Do you want to take a guess?
Well, I would like Mad Magical to guess.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's the call would be. Hang on, put the board back up. I
okay, all right, you got this one, Cubby.
I believe the context would be Chime is a Thresh one-trick.
Thresh one-trick. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see them populate.
You're right.
Let's see them come in.
Or was a Thresh one-trick.
Was.
But still looks like
Thresh
he is, honestly.
One-trick, everybody. Don't give Chime this champion. Why? Why does he keep getting Thresh? It's ridiculous.
You can't keep getting away with this.
You cannot. I also, you know what? Because we've never actually shown them before. Production, can we get full screen on that? I want to show what would happen if you actually got any wrong, because no one's ever gotten them wrong before. These are your lives on the line here, and I'm just so sad that we've never gotten to show them off, because y'all just guessed them way too easily. These are, of course, emotes grabbed from Rafa's Discord. So shout out to the Ra fam, his own internal Discord.
I appreciate that, but you know, hey, I mean, I think Chime and Ryoma, I cannot say enough good things. I think that Golden Guardians as a team had a good plan, and they played that out as 5. But those were the 2 standouts from that victory. Every single fight, those guys were making huge plays happen. That's how Golden Guardians bounce back.
We say it pretty much every single time Chime plays. Not actually a Bard one-trick, although he does still play Bard as well.
They were insane that game.
It was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And again, the reason that we keep saying this is because of the lead that Immortals had, and the fact that Concept, in the later stages of the game, when you need to be solid on that Tryndamere, was getting picked off. Specifically the Baron play, that one was pretty rough. As soon as Golden Guardians grab it, he's still pushing in a top wave. Yeah, you have a turret. Sure, you're Tryndamere, but like, there's so many people around you. Like, it's going to be really dangerous, even if you can make it back to your turret.
Plus, Ryoma was full build, I believe, at the time. That, or he was one item short.
Yeah, he was one item short at that point, but he was very close.
Still insane, man.
That's how you can get Ryze to win the matchup versus Tryndamere. Just funnel Ryze like 8 kills. Make sure he gets Randuin's and Frozen Heart, and that Tryndamere's donezo. He's balanced.
The full tank Ryze builds have just been kind of getting out of hand at this point. I don't understand it.
I mean, if you get that accelerated in the game, like Ryze, people forget how much his level 16 means for his kit. So the fact that Ryoma was that far ahead in levels, still do the same damage. Pretty nasty.
Pretty nasty. But that's enough from us, everybody, because the players are now ready for pick and ban of game number 2. Enough chit chat from us. I'm going to give it back over to Magical and Cubby to get us through the rest of this series.
Get us through, we shall. This next game, while Golden Guardians are up 1-0 to Immortals, if they can win it, they guarantee 2nd seed for the Proving Grounds. There's a lot on the line for Golden Guardians, but Immortals, even though they are locked into the top 6, want to retain at least that 5th place.
And I think for the side of IMT, we've been seeing good early games out of them. I know that draft, they somewhat picked a little bit for early game, you know, with the Lee Sin, the Ahri, the Pyke. We saw them get the lead, but we just saw them not be able to transition it. I really credit Chime for being the one that threw the majority of the wrenches, or I guess the hooks. You know, it was bad for the plan of Immortals, is what we're getting at. But I want to see if Immortals can continue to find these early leads. It's been a really good part of their gameplay. Keep in mind, Concept, he was smurfing on that top lane matchup in the 1v1, but once it push came to shove, once teams grouped, they weren't able to put it together, and we'll see if Immortals can continue to improve upon that moving forward.
And looking at Immortals, I've talked before, and I'll talk again many times about how they are the Kingslayers in my mind. This team is well versed in bouncing back in their second games and drawing 1-1, especially as of late. The only one I think they dropped to recently was Team Liquid in a 0-2 fashion. But most of these top teams, whether it be CLG, Cloud9, they have taken these games off of them. And as we jump into champions like we see, there are actually counters towards what was picked last time. Ryze not available for Ryoma. The Jinx is now going to be played by the side of Violet, but it is answered by a Caitlyn and Lux, still going for that early game play style.
So I want to see if Chime picks Thresh again, because it has been his most played. It is really good with the Jinx, but I think it gets countered by Lux and by Lux Caitlyn specifically. If you eat one of those binds, that is a trap. That is a ton of damage that Thresh just isn't able to eat, and he get outranged pretty bad. So because of that, we get a switch up. Mad Magical, this is one of your favorite champions. You have yet to cast a game of Blitzcrank this split, and we've had multiple people in the league playing that pick, including Chime, who is 4-1 on the champion.
Chime, I knew I liked you when I did the one Master of Task thing with you before, and I really like you now. You've given me my wish to end the season off with Blitzcrank.
Yeah, so some of the reasons as to why Blitz is good into Lux, that ult, once you get 6, can cancel the shields, right?
Yep.
Just those evaporate. Also, if you land any early hooks, Blitz has actually a good amount of stats, so you can win out on those trades, and especially with the Glacial Augment on the hook champions, it pretty much insta-burns Flash out of Lux or Kate. If you get Flash out, you can attack them more. Now, this will be something that Immortals will have to keep in mind in the second round of picks. I would not be surprised if Golden Guardians maybe ban out a couple of immobile mid laners. Or I should say mobile mid laners.
Yeah,
if you take an immobile mid laner into Blitzcrank, that's something that Blitz can really punish, especially with the Volibear. Golden Guardians already flashing a lot of early power to support the late game scaling of the Jinx early.
I'm also wondering if... Oh, that's not likely, right? A Galio pick here, unless you can get something more aggressive like the Wukong that got banned away by Golden Guardians. That's why I was thinking it, but I think you're right. The Ahri is what I'd expect to be the final ban for Golden Guardians. Is a really strong pick, and the Rise that does so well into it is gone.
Maybe... So that Wukong ban tells me that maybe GGA are setting up for a Jace pick for Tony Top.
That makes sense.
And I think that the Camille ban now, we have yet to see Concept play Jace. I have seen Concept playing a little bit of it in Champs Queue, trying to pick it up. Maybe it's a game we see Concept Jace. It would fit the comp, but no. Okay, more bans. I expect an Ahri lock-in. Syndra, Rise, two of the more common matchups that we see into the Ahri. Now, if Ahri is locked in for Immortals, I want to see Ryoma play LeBlanc.
Oh, okay. Why?
Yes. It is really good into the Ahri matchup. I think it's a skill matchup, but if you dodge the charm, LeBlanc smashes. That's just the real key. And also, you can utilize this with the Blitzcrank to attack the Ahri pre-6.
Okay.
And if you win pre-6 against Ahri, LeBlanc can get out of control big. You can shift that power into bot. I think this would be a good call for Golden Guardians today. Take the LB, try and Kingdom mid.
You might just wait a minute, try to discuss this as a team. Probably lock in the Vigar? Oh,
yep.
Yeah, the Vigar. That's a good counter to Ahri.
This works too. So you're going to be a little bit more vulnerable to the Trundle, but that cage makes it really tough for Immortals to push forward. And you have a Gnar plus a Blitzcrank to chain the cage with. So if you pull someone in, that's going to connect, and that could be tough for Immortals to deal with. This is something that Ryoma, even in the loss that they had yesterday versus, let's see, who did GGA lose to? The loss yesterday. Yeah, he played this really well.
Yeah.
I was trying to find
There we go. We got the final lock-in for Immortals, being that Trundle. Didn't get to see that. It brought back to us. But it just,
not the Trundle.
Yeah.
It's the Tryndamere.
Yeah, Tryndamere is in jungle.
There we go.
Top lane is Tryndamere. So we got the whole rounded out composition coming in from both teams. And I will say, this is biased casting now, Cubby. I'm usually as unbiased as I can be. I have the most fair caster, as we've already seen from the graphic before.
You're rooting for Blitzcrank.
Well, it's Blitzcrank and Vigar.
Okay. I mean, I guess Tryndamere doesn't balance it out for you.
Nah, I don't really.
I feel like Vigar fits your personality really well. Just chaos, evil.
I see. I always wonder, am I chaotic neutral or chaotic evil?
You might have to find out. Now, Immortals, of course, stakes of this game. Golden Guardians win. They secure second place. If Golden Guardians lose, we could have a tiebreaker game between C9 and Golden Guardians later today. Any tiebreakers that are played will be just a longer day for us. We're going to be playing them at the end of the day after Dignitas versus 100 Thieves. And that'd actually be a pretty fun game. See who gets that second seed.
We also have the Team Liquid game against TSM going on right now as well on Face It TV. That one also will have a lot of implications on how these tiebreakers will unfold. Because if the Golden Guardians pick up a victory here, but then Team Liquid pick up a 2-0 over TSM, that's a 3-way tie for second.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Now things get real spicy then. Okay. Well, we'll have to get our foldy sheet behind the scenes person on it. The wonderful Kelsey Moser, of course, helping us out as much as she can. And Okay, we could have a long day ahead of us, Matt Magical. I don't know about you. I'm prepped.
Oh yeah, I've got lots of caffeine.
I know you always do. Hope you're mixing in some water as well, buddy. But hey, we're gonna mix in. We are halfway through our day. At least what is on the schedule is we're gonna mix in Game 2 of Immortals versus Golden Guardians this time around. See if Immortals can find a similar early game, and this time be a little bit safer in snowballing it through.
Because Golden Guardians are not playing safe. When you got a Blitzcrank on your side, you look for these early hooks as fast as possible.
You can
set
buy
up your
a flash.
lanes. Exactly. At least buy a flash out of someone like Pretty. I'm looking for it. Oh no, he spotted out. I was hoping for the flash blind hook. I've done that before. It always is funny when that lands. Why are you laughing?
What if it doesn't land?
Then you emote.
Okay. Just flash, blind hook, emote, no matter what. If it hits, it's cool. If it misses, it's funny.
Right.
These are the set plays that we look for.
Yeah, these are the Mad Magical specials that I'm teaching you all.
Me talking about a set play and Mad Magical talking about a set play, they might be the same, but no, they're actually very different.
Exactly. Ryoma takes a little journey, puts down a ward, but Pretty getting a bit of damage onto Ryoma early on. This is generally when I think Ari has that advantage against Fygar. Is that early poke. It's once you hit level, what is it, level 4, when you have Event Horizon, that things get a little dicey. But I like this late invade from Chad in Concept to steal away blue buff from Iconic. Okay, secured by Chad.
Okay.
Ooh, now he's level 2. Did he level up with a pillar is the question. As he continues to invade Chad. Living up to his name, Maximilian Chad, to get in another camp here at, what is it, 2 minutes into the game?
Yeah, I think it's a good understanding of the matchup and where you have the strength. Chad gonna be ahead of the Volibear. Has a chance as well to potentially 3 quadrant as Lux Kate. We expect this matchup to be able to get push, and we're seeing Turtle make really good use early.
Lens used by Violet early on. Joey's playing really aggressively. Look at the flash away to survive as Chime is in the middle of 2 of them. He has to flash too. He doesn't have that hook available. Flash in, Wild Turtle, first blood.
All right, this time the Immortals bot lane, they take the better lane early, and they make good use out of it as Joey, Turtle. I want to credit Joey that E that was thrown out, it was a zoning E, actually forced Violet and Chime to take lots of minion damage. Ended up helping out and them winning that early 1v1 and now, or 2v2 I should say, and now Golden Guardians, their bot lane's in big trouble. You can see Violet trying to sneak up just to get level 2. We'll be able to secure it, but this is something where if that Caitlyn gets ahead, if she starts taking plates, we've seen what Caitlyn can do to a map, something that Immortals, that priority on the early game, they can make good use out of.
That's why they sent Iconic down to the spot lane early on. Having gotten nearly triple buffed in the early stages of the game, Immortals have found victory after victory just 3 minutes in.
You can see Chime was looking with Iconic there, but not able to find it. Meanwhile, mid should still continue to see these handshakes where the nice part about this matchup for the Vygar, yes, he does lose early.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Pretty had enough mana for the Q. Not quite calculated by Ryoma, but hey, he can TP back. The Vygar loses gracefully early, but once you get levels, if you trap anyone in the cage, of course, you can see that one-shot potential. Saw it yesterday for Ryoma. Meanwhile, topside, Tony. Ooh.
And Tony had to burn flash. Only the Ghost had a concept. You can wait that out, then he can fight again. But I kind of want to discuss that. The Ghost for concept with an Ignite for Pretty. No TPs for Immortals. They are fully committed to this early game, finding the strengths right out of the gates, and not letting Golden Guardians get to that point like they did last game to outscale them.
I think the power from each comp, we do have different things. I think Immortals are looking to get this Kate Lux out of lane early, snowball the game really quickly, and get their solo laners out of control so that Golden Guardians can't match anything. Whereas Golden Guardians, once again on the blue side, a comp that is more comfortable in the 5v5 than their counterparts. So we'll see if Golden Guardians can take advantage of that.
Right now, Iconic getting a little bit of the scraps that are left over by Chad, taking away some Raptors, but that's really a big loss still because he lost the blue buff early on. He lost the Wolves. Looking for a play top lane, looking for a play bot lane previously, but not really having any setup.
And Chad will be here on the hover taking those Krugs as Iconic down a level, down double buffs. Just be a wave crash concept. Should be able to pick this one up A-okay.
Exactly. With the fact that Chad showed that Cody Top and Iconic couldn't look for that play to try to burst down concept before he has level 6. Good stuff out of Immortals, making sure they're safe in their lanes, but also getting the advantage where necessary.
And this is good for Immortals. I mean, even Chad just spotting the Volibear on the top side. You can see Turtle and Joey. They can push with impunity. There's nothing that Golden Guardians can do to stop this unless a miracle Rocket Grab connects onto either of these members. You can see Joey, Turtle, positioning intelligently behind the wave, denying those angles for the Rocket Grab, and they're going to keep on winning this matchup slowly.
But isn't that still a big win for Golden Guardians at this moment? The fact that Joey and Wild Turtle can't step up and take these early plates?
I mean, they're going to get a smaller advantage over time. You can see now that Turtle has a base that's a Noon Quiver, so that's really nice. Whereas, oh boy, Pretty.
Level 5, Pretty right there. Look for the Primordial Burst.
Oh,
but
that's no flash. That's no flash.
does a lot of damage, and he picks up a solo kill, even if Chad gets a little bit of credit.
And a bit of a miscommunication there between Ryoma and Iconic. I know that the charm was not sidestep, it was caught, but it could have been Ryoma was expecting Iconic to burn that flash. They weren't able to chain CC it. Pretty is able to turn around the kill. This is huge for Immortals as now they're winning out the mid and the bot lane, and this will snowball into the first dragon, falling in favor of IMT.
We're also seeing that Concept, even if he's a level behind, he just hit level 6. He has advantages to look for those kills on a Tony top when he's in mini form. Wild Turtle, not Wild Turtle, Immortals and Wild Turtle are just looking really good right now in this lane state.
And I mean, this is something that Chad specifically highlighted, catching up with him yesterday. Like, Immortals, they're good at playing out the early game. A lot of this team's trouble has been how smoothly can they transition these leads into the mid game. We saw them flounder with that in game 1. Let's see if they can do it a little bit better in game 2 with a comp that I think is a bit safer in terms of snowballing these leads. Now, the last time the Golden Guardians, they did break things, it was through this bot lane. It was through Chime landing some miracle grabs. And he's going for more now.
Speaking of that, they've got the choppers too. You talked about getting one pick and Joey burst down.
Not even the opportunity to flash. It was a great chain to the choppers from Violet. Golden Guardians, their bot lane, they punch back off the golden fists of Chime.
And here, Wild Turtle now alone in the wilderness. We'll set up a little bit of a trap line, hunting to make sure that there's no dive from Golden Guardians, but it's still good plays from the side of Golden Guardians.
And mid, one of the highlight, Chad was wrapping around instead of going for a potential dive setup. Keep in mind, Ryoma doesn't have flash. He's actually just going to go take the camps from Iconic. So yes, that play was big for Golden Guardians. They turn a kill around bot, but at least Chad's getting up in the face of Iconic, punishing those camps that he started off the game with, taking away that blue buff again.
What I love about Trundle is exactly this. You have great skirmishing potential in this stuff like Volibear. You can force him off. And even if you have a level advantage in this top lane for Tony Top, he's mini now. Concept has the ult. He's chasing down Tony Top the best he can, but he's getting kited out at the moment. That's a lot of damage. The bone, it's going to not be enough! They're going to get the boomerang to actually get the damage on to Concept, so he gets another solo kill onto Tony Top all the while. Iconic has to suffer a little bit too in the jungle since the top lane looked so well for Immortals.
That was honestly so close for Tony, but that's another good understanding of the matchup from Concept. The instant that Tony hits Mini, Concept pops both of his combat summoners, able to run the Gnar down, even despite the pointed steel caps. Advantage to all 3 lanes now for Immortals. This is exactly what they wanted with this Draft Mad Magical. It's going to open up more neutrals to be taken by Chad. He's going to take this first Rift Herald. And now I think for Immortals, it's all about taking that first brick. I'm hoping it's the bot lane turret. Get Kate and Lux outside this bot lane and have them just take plates across the rift.
And flipping it over to Golden Guardians. They can set this up in the bot lane. They have flash if they wanted to, but that's nice. Nearly predicted. Wild Turtle got just outside of the range of that, but at least he tried.
I appreciate Chime taking that risk that is flashed down, but as we teased with the Blitzcrank beforehand, you are tanky enough with that passive to eat most of the burst from the Caitlyn Lux, and that was the moment that Iconic was there to help. So I think that's why we see Chime pushing so hard. Not a bad look, as meanwhile,
nice charm.
Some looks.
Good damage onto Ryoma. Yeah, he has no mana, so you might as well look for that play to force out Ryoma from this lane. TP isn't even up for Ryoma. He'll have to walk those little legs back into mid lane.
And we'll see if Ryoma bluffs it. He does cancel it. He's going to wait for that TP to get back up. So he's going to maybe drop a creep or 2 on this wave. And I like how Immortals and Chad at least rotating over to try and punish this. But this is the right hover from Iconic. It's just going to help Ryoma pick up as much as he can. But Chad's here. They realize that Ryoma is, of course, low mana, is low health. That's going to be 4 plates going over to the side of Immortals from this mid lane turret. They look to break it entirely.
Not going to fully be able to break it. But that is a lot of plate gold picked up by Pretty. I'm surprised because I was expecting, like you, that it would be placed in bot lane to get Caitlyn and Lux out of lane. But the fact that you have this advantage for Pretty over Vigar, which is supposed to be a bad matchup for Ahri, they just continue to escalate that and make it more difficult for Ioma to do much.
I like Chad. The spike shop and the emote. That's some good mechanics right there. Nice set play. Getting up in the face, Golden Guardians.
No, it's a Trundle player. Set's not in this game.
Gonna ignore that. Moving forward, we do have Golden Guardians. A lot of... Oh, boy. Hold on.
Iconic. It's a lot of damage back. The rocket, too. And there's the slam dunk flashed away by Wild Turtle. But the bite, the chomp, the electricity from Iconic was able to take him down. And they can look for more on top of Joey, forcing him back underneath this turret. It's all baiting out a little bit of time, though, because Chad's nearby. But the fact that they already lost their ADC, the main damage, means they can't fight back.
And that's huge for Golden Guardians. And again, this is what happened in the last game, Mad Magical. They were able to find both sums on Turtle and then just chain picks from there. We'll see if Golden Guardians can do so yet again as the action continues. Bot Chad's here, but Chime's rotating.
Nice cleanse from Violet to flash in. The pull back in. Chad, get back here.
Chime, the blitz mechanics, so good. Going for the knockup first. Chad, yeah, he flashed it, but you're still knocked up. You ate the auto attack, so Chime able to find the rocket grab on the back half. And again, thanks for Immortals, despite this early lead, despite them winning all 3 lanes, they can't continue it. Golden Guardians are breaking that game plan, and it's coming from their jungler, Iconic.
It seems that Immortals realized they couldn't ban out Iconic. The Volibear is so strong out of him. It was great last game to set up a lot of their lanes. This game, it's setting up a lot of their lanes, but he is also just looking fantastic as of late.
Now, a positive for Immortals, they do take that first turret, but as we transition into the mid-game, Mad Magical, this Caitlyn is now behind the curve against Jinx. They haven't been able to get Wild Turtle out of lane to just farm plates on the Kate. And yes, Ahri's ahead. I think it's important that Pretty's big, but you're still playing Ahri against a Vigar. There's only so much you can do at the later stages against that big cage. And I want to see if Golden Guardians can emulate what they did last game, Mad Magical, because it feels like, while there are some different champions, it still could be a rift where Ryoma and Chime just take over.
Especially, it really does seem like deja vu here. It is an Ocean Dragon again. Sums are gone. They got at least a light-minded connect and get a little bit of damage onto Chime. They push back a bit, but the fact that you're getting pushed back by a Blitzcrank and Jinx as Caitlyn Lux is not boding well for Immortals.
But that's the Blitzcrank counterpick. You cannot eat hooks, and when you lose summoner spells like the IMT bot lane has, it's so hard to play around now because Chime just gets to press W and walk forward with no punishment being returned by IMT.
This is the squishy aspect of having Kate and Lux. They might do a lot in lane to poke people out, but if you play aggressively like Chime always does on any of these picks that he takes, it's not going to be possible for you to actually push back, get these plays. You've got 2 for yourself, but 3 were picked up by Violet.
And a lot of this, a very common theme for Golden Guardians, jungle clears ending bot. We see Iconic again working his way here. This time, though, Chad is here to hover, but the damage has already been done. It's another wave dead for the Caitlyn. It's more plates going over to Violet's Lux, and oh, that fist does go wide. It's still Golden Guardians bot lane pushing ahead.
And the fact that it's 13.5 minutes into the game, they got that final plate when necessary. Even if they don't get the push here to take down the turret, they've gotten the gold necessary for Violet.
And I just have to credit Golden Guardians so much. I mean, these have been tough early games against Immortals. Immortals, they were off to, I think, 2K plus gold leads at the 10-minute mark, both games. And Golden Guardians, through the play of Iconic and Chime working together, attacking this bot lane of Immortals, they've been able to crawl back, find ways back into the game early, and I think this benefits Golden Guardians' composition moving forward. Once again, for Immortals, you have this Tryndamere. You don't have any TPs across the map. I think it's going to have to be 1-4 setups with Pretty hovering. I think that favors Golden Guardians because when you have all the pick potential they do with the Vigar, with the Blitzcrank, it's going to be really tough for Immortals to play around.
And then, not to mention, they have great scaling out of their 2 champions of Jinx and Vigar. Even if they want to have these picks work out, they don't necessarily have to, but you got to make sure that Realma doesn't die solo to Pretty underneath the turret. That's why you sent in Chime to help out, but the rocket goes wide, light finding doesn't. They've got a snipe kill for Joey.
Good find from Immortals as Pretty. He was the one that was gifted that first turret. He's on this Ahri where he's 4 and 2 this split, and he has the potential to make some of these big plays. I think that we talk about the pick power from Golden Guardians, Pretty has that too. And really important that Joey and Pretty are able to sync up there because this will net the second Rift Herald to Immortals again. So Golden Guardians, while we have been really crediting them at fighting back, finding good plays bot, they have yet to take a neutral objective this game. And Immortals continue to put together a good early game.
They do. It is a great stance from the side of Golden Guardians, looking to force tiebreakers against Cloud9 or gain the second seed inherently. They're one step away, and the only thing standing in their way from getting that glory is Immortals, who had a great early game, but now they're having difficulty getting away. That was a good dodge, and that's a good amount of damage onto Chime to help bring back in Wild Turtle.
Really good find from Joey as Immortals, another punch back. I think a big key moving forward in this game, Mad Magical, it looks like Chime and Golden Guardians, they're just fishing for flashes. I think any flash that's down for Immortals is exactly where Golden Guardians are looking to punish with this Blitzcrank, with this Vigar. And the fact they're saving their flashes and turning the plays on the head of Immortals, I think is a really good step for IMT at getting back in this game, continuing this early game lead. Is now Ryoma.
That's right on top of Vigar.
No.
Boom, baby.
And Chad or Joey, they transition that power. You can tell, look at Chime and Iconic. They're getting out of base. Ryoma, he can't be showing there because Immortals, they're setting up the power play. Bot, he gets punished. Immortals find another good play for themselves. And now it's a 3K gold lead for IMT.
Getting themselves these advantages, getting a turret in bot lane that is funneling gold, not onto Caitlyn, but on to Ahri. An interesting turn of events for the side of Immortals, but it seems like they are rolling with those punches.
And we'll see if Golden Guardians can punch back. As we're in a similar state of the game as last time. It's Immortals with the lead. It is Immortals looking for this third Drake, 4 soul point. Golden Guardians.
Nice dodge. Nice dodge.
Okay. That was close.
It was very, very close in that one, but it was a good use of the 90 caliber net out of Wild Turtle to escape from his fate of doom of the rocket grab. Now they can set up for control around this dragon. 2 dragons already there for Immortals. The blind hook was a nice attempt from Chime, but barely.
It wasn't blind.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. There's a ward right there on the pixel brush.
Okay. These rocket grabs, we're really have to look out for these because it looks like that's just what Golden Guardians are waiting for, are playing around. Mobies are going to be kept off by Joey. Good stuff from him as IMT. They're burning down the dragon. Oh, not stolen away by the Super Mega Death Rocket. Doesn't connect with anyone. Dragon goes over to IMT, and they're able to navigate that really well. That's now soul point again for Immortals this game.
Big, big win there. The fact that the rocket was just a second too late from stealing that away, and they struggled to get inside of the pit with the cupcake line by Wild Turtle. Immortals, this is a good look for them, turning the pace that where it looked like they should have had this early game lead, and they did, but then Golden Guardians played defensively. They drew things out. They found their own picks, but now it's been reversed. Looking at Ryoma, it's a very different look from him from last game to this game. He's been really struggling in this mid lane.
It's been good setups from Pretty. I think that also a couple good hovers from Joey have really helped make sure that Ryoma has had a tough time getting off the ground. Now, of course, this is still a Vigar. Still has a potential. Any cage that connects could lead to a one-shot for Immortals. And Immortals, really important at the moment, they have all their flashes up minus Pretty, who, of course, has that ult. So I think as long as IMT can continue to keep their flashes up and continue to push out these side lanes where Ahri and Tryndamere much stronger than the opponents they're facing down with Golden Guardians at the moment. Really big for them.
Cody Top looks to fight against Pretty, dodging away from the boulder, using Spirit Rush, but it's a Mega Gnar that's hard to kill. Cody Top takes a lot of damage from Pretty. Not like going to pick up the kill just yet.
An okay handshake for Golden Guardians. You can see Chime still pairing up with Iconic, still trying to fish for any hooks that they can. But I think IMT properly seating those turrets, waiting it out, waiting for this Blitzcrank to come in. It's not Ryoma, he's in trouble.
Hello, Concept. Guess who has ult and guess who doesn't have a baby gauge to lock him in? It's Concept.
Well done. The lane states for Golden Guardians. I think they want the Gnar matching the Tryndamere. When that doesn't happen, oh boy.
Okay, they use the
Hold on.
wall.
I think Chad's in trouble.
Keep in mind, look who's behind. Pretty's nearby. There's a lot of members committed for this play. They're going to have the pull, ruck, grab, zap combo. It gets Violet a kill, but they take the turret nonetheless in bot lane.
It's all about what IMT get on the other side. It's going to be bot inner and mid inner falling. So Golden Guardians, yes, they are staying grouped. Yes, they are finding plays. But Immortals, despite dropping the member, they're still the ones pushing further ahead.
They are getting a lot of that gold necessary in these early stages of the game to try to exert that around upcoming Baron and Dragon fights, especially the fact that they are at soul point potential. getting that for Immortals and
Violet's
Ocean
gotta be
Dragon
careful.
is going to be big. Violet using Gale Force defensively to escape from danger that awaited him with Joey right there in the wave.
I think that wave will be dropped. It's really all about that Dragon 2 minutes from now. And credit to Immortals. I know that we've been talking a lot about how Immortals as a team, they love their early games. They need to have a better transition in the mid game. It was looking like they were going to drop it, much like they were game 1. But they have fought back. They've been able to mark Chime, been able to sidestep these hooks. They have 4 of their flashes available 2 minutes before this Dragon. And I want to keep our eyes on Chime and Ryoma. It's going to be all about them trying to continue to burn the flashes of Immortals to make sure they have good pick targets moving forward. As long as Immortals don't fall to that trap, I really favor them at the Dragon, given the gold lead they have.
And I'm looking at this around those objectives, how the leads are allocated for the side of Immortals. Joey's got a Magi's built up as well, as this Lux not expecting any danger to befall him. But I'm also looking at elsewhere, looking at Pretty. Last game, he suffered against Rise. But this game, he's got a Shadow Flame, completed pretty early on compared to last time. Already has that Everfrost stopwatch in the inventory as well. IMT seem a lot better suited in these upcoming fights.
And you can see Golden Guardians, they're really trying to get control over this mid lane because they know how important this Dragon is. If this falls, it's a lot of power going over to Immortals for the rest of the game. Or his Concept, he's prepped the side lane. He's going to avoid Mega, but really like what Concept's doing in the side lane, pressuring. And now Violet, oh boy.
Violet's in trouble. Ace in the hole. Body blocked by Ryoma, which means his 5th death of the game.
And Pretty throwing those charms. He got the 2-for-1 special. He was aiming it at Violet. Ryoma, he stepped forward, ends up catching it. They get the Vigar, and Golden Guardians, they just don't have the room to get this Blitzcrank out on the map. They don't have the vision control to attack Immortals. They're relegated to going for a play top. Concept's just going to be dashing out, and this is pretty much seeding the Dragon over to IMT.
Now, IMT right now, this game is so crucial for them. Winning this game will guarantee them 5th seed in Proving Grounds. Make sure they don't have that chance of falling down to the 6th seed. They want the best seeding as humanly possible, while Golden Guardians, same story. They can win this game. They can move up, clinch that 2nd seed for sure. Possibly have a fight with other teams that are close neck-and-neck races for the top.
Now, IMT, this early game, it's paid off. Converting this into the Ocean Soul, this is what can help them match the scaling of Golden Guardians as this game moves on. And now for Immortals, it's going to be all about setting up around this Baron. Can they use those trap lines? Can they use the range and the pick potential of the Lux and Ahri to make sure Golden Guardians can never get in this topside river? It's going to be resets coming out from both teams, and we're going to see a shift of power on the map as IMT going to try and fight over this terrain. I think Golden Guardians, knowing that, they've actually seeded the recall. They're going to look to find a pick. Joey's walking into the trap.
Oh, no, Joey. Throw it. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that was close. That was close. That was close.
Averting.
Stick to the lanes.
Yeah.
This is good. Good league. Avoid the picks.
Yeah. Just the iceberg that awaited him if he sails
I think they're going
forward.
to stick it.
Yeah. They're hard sticking this.
I think they're
That's
going to
a lot
stick
of
it.
time burnt. I mean, then again, it's already the soul that's been picked up by Immortals. They got nothing to really fight over.
I do really like how IMT are making sure, like, they had a trinket on the Baron. I think that now that Chime dropped that control ward, they knew that Golden Guardians were not starting the Baron. They didn't have to check. They're respecting the pick potential that GG has. They're going to be really careful about walking into this topside river now.
And look where they're hovering, too. They were hovering towards the bottom half of the map where they had vision control. They send out the Lux ult just to see if they can spy anything fishy around there, including that pixel brush. But it's nothing. They don't have to worry about everything. Everything had been reset by Golden Guardians, allowing time for Immortals to now move that control of River to the top side as well.
And a nice moment from IMT, as someone or a team that, you know, has been critical of their early game power, transitioning that cleanly into the mid game. That's a moment where Immortals are respecting the power that Golden Guardians has, not playing into their win con, making sure they're just playing this one out really safe when they have this big lead. That's good stuff from them.
Really good stuff from IMT. I'm just waiting it out at the moment. If they could get one more pick and then turn for the Baron, or they can utilize Concept in these side lanes. He's 2-0. Similar.
He's invincible.
Yeah, he is similar to last game. He's got a Hull Breaker completed as well, so Tony Top cannot out-push him.
He's going to be huge in these side lanes. And I think, once again, for Concept, this is a player that came in only really playing tanks. The fact that he is showing that he can be powerful on the split pushers. His Tryndamere, that last game was the first game he has lost as Tryndamere. Now, Concept He has a side aim probably. He's going to try and push this into the team as...
Nice
oh,
charm.
boy.
The damage on a Chime. The hook went wide for the first time to pick up a kill for Pretty and look for a re-engage 4v5 fight. Concept has walked his whole way from the bot lane here to make sure they can deny Golden Guardians getting any foothold in the river.
Pretty's got one more ult charge. Okay, never mind, expires. I was going to see if he was going to go look real hard to try and find it. Golden Guardians are down their support, are down that rocket grab. He's still trying to set up things here as Joey. Where's Baron at?
Baron's at 50%.
Okay.
It's a slow take for the side of Immortals at the moment. They're going to get a
Iconic.
pull in, but while Turtle was able to turn it around, he might die to the primordial burst, but they're turning it around. Look at Concept. He is not giving a damn on the other side. He already took out Violet while his team took care of the rest.
And he's just back at half health thanks to Ocean Soul as he mowed down Violet. That's 3 members down for Golden Guardian. Should be Baron to follow for Immortals. And while Turtle steps up, while he goes down, it's too much firepower on the side of IMT for Golden Guardians to deal with. They take the big purple worm.
And remember, that's why I said the significance of this game for Immortals is immense. Getting this victory will secure them 5th seed for the Proving Grounds. Losing this means that their fate is no longer in their hands. It's all down to our last best of 3 after this between 100 Thieves and Dignitas. But with the Baron secured, they're one step closer to victory.
Like that moment from Chad, just waiting to smite the Baron. And we do have a replay as, look, it's Pretty. He's been so big on the Ahri this game. Take the smite out of the equation. Wild Turtle traded himself for smite. I think given where the Baron was at, that's A-okay. Really good setup from Immortals. Just utilizing their lead. This is what you want to do with Caitlyn and Lux. Once you get past the midpoint of the map, your ability to set up in the river to bait other teams in, it is so difficult to play against. And when you combine that with other pick potential like Ahri, like Trundle with the pillars trying to set up these big skill shots, it's tough for Golden Guardians. And while we're seeing a lot of valiant attempts from Chime, a couple hooks go wide, we'll see if they can start connecting. They're going to need it.
They really need it.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's big.
He's got
90
no
caliber net. Nice dodge away with the Gale Force, but now they're focused on a Wild Turtle. They've got Violet to go excited. They didn't even need the pull. This is all they need is those resets. Look at how much damage Violet does to Chad. They're chasing him down, making sure the light binding might connect, but they got way more damage on the other side. Even if Chad tried to survive, he's going to be able to smite himself back up to whole health. And with Chad, there's a TP behind him. They're still chasing him down. They picked up a kill for Tony Top. This has been turned around by Golden Guardians.
Somehow Iconic went down on the back half too, whereas Concept, he's level 16. He's got Ocean Soul. He wants this.
Oh, Concept 16 compared to 14 from Ryoma and Violet. He's able to dodge away from anything, even the zap there from Violet.
And, I mean, even with the lead that Immortals has, the pick potential from Golden Guardians is still something that IMT has to respect. Turtle, no flash, one step out of line. Golden Guardians punish immediately, just like the last game. They need to keep on rinsing and repeating this. And this time around, Mad Magical, before this Elder Dragon, they actually have a lot of flashes off the board they can try and punish.
They do. So there's a lot of options on both sides with how the summoners are at the moment.
I think importantly, looking before this big dragon fight, we're going to have both teams set up. IMT have control. Zanya's is available for Pretty to dodge out on the burst if he is able to pop it. And Concept, he's getting that ghost up rather soon. If he's able to have that for the team fight, that's really big for the Tryndamere.
Like the final spark from Joey to spot out the movements of Golden Guardians, more of a zoning ult. It's a really low cooldown, so you might as well do that, especially when you only have 10 seconds till that Elder spawns. The hook going wide again from Chime, because they have to back out and wait the resets.
And I like how Immortals are just pushing the lanes. They still have Baron. They know that that grants you vision. It can help spot the pick tools that Golden Guardians have. As now Immortals with that heavy mid lane priority. They have the full setup. They have the trap line set. It's tough for Golden Guardians and Iconic to get through in the mid spot. As Pretty just got Chime's flash. He's burning ult.
Now he's
Elders
in a bad spot.
This is getting awkward.
He's now flanked. They're turning their attention. The hook goes wide from Chime with the Elder Dragon being at 50%. This is all Concept. He is positioned aggressively. He is ready for this. He knows they're all on the retreat. He's not spotted at all. 25% health. You got to go in now, Golden Guardians. There's Iconic. He pulls the trigger. The smite. It's stolen away. Violet Violet gets it, and now they've got to fight against Immortals, looking for the side. They've taken down Ryoma with Concept in the middle of everybody. He's got an ult to survive from the plants coming in from the Elder Dragon, but Violet wants to unleash hell on top of him. They've got the kill on the Concept, but now Violet's got to kite this back out. He's got to get the damage onto Chad. It's one against the world. Only Violet is left. You just joined an academy, but this is your time to shine. If any, there were one. Especially if you're going to get chased down by Immortals. No. They might have lost the Elder Dragon, but they have not lost this fight, and Violet will fall to the ace for Immortals.
Golden Guardians, they have 15, 20 seconds on jungle mid, but we'll see if IMT can end. I think they have the power to do so as Immortals. The Elder doesn't go their way, but I think this game will.
They got 4 seconds until Iconic will spawn. Ryoma will be right behind him, but look at how fast those turrets fall. This game is over. It is Immortals bouncing back, securing 5th seed.
And I think the adaptation Immortals made, they realized that Jinx in game 1, it was so hard to play with the team, position everything around the Jinx. The ways that Golden Guardians was attacking that with the Camille, with the Ryze, it was too much. So I think taking away a couple of those tools, getting the Caitlyn Lux where you have a little bit more appeal, a little bit more safety compared to the Pyke, I think that really helped make sure Immortals did not fall vulnerable to the same things that Golden Guardians used in game 1 to come back. I know it was a different flavor between Ryze Thresh versus Veigar and Blitzcrank, but I think Immortals did a much better job of playing defense, and it paid off in the end.
So got a little dicey on that last fight. If we have that replay available, we should watch that, because the steal, or I think it was Violet.
It was from Violet, yeah.
With the zap that connected onto Elder. Can we get a look at this? Wait, let's see.
It was an auto. Oh, a crit auto.
Wow.
Took it away from Chad, spied it early. And I will say, credit on the back half. Joey finding that ultimate on Ryoma was big, because when you remove the Veigar, that removes the cages, the peel that Golden Guardians could play around with the Elder. And when you have Elder, that Goldie goes out the window. But I think taking Ryoma out there just made sure that Immortals were able to run down the rest of the carries from Golden Guardians. And GG, valiant attempt at the end. Valiant attempt to secure second on their lonesome, but Mad Magical, we're going to have to check with our foldy sheet. We may need an extra game, a little bit of extra action now to decide who is the number 2 seed going in the Proving Grounds.
We'll have to check that in the break just to make sure we get it all right going into our final series of the day between Dignitas Academy and 100 Thieves Academy. But that is going to be after a break and interview, so make sure you stay tuned, as we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back for our post-series interview. I have Immortals Academy jungler Chad, aka Maximilian himself. Congratulations on picking up another win there, splitting a lot of series towards the second half of the split, but now in solid 5th seed going into Proving Grounds. I want to start with that. The current seeding of the team, you have 5 2-0s, 5 0-2s, and 8 1-1s, putting you at an even 18 and 18 right in the middle of the pack. I'm just curious, do you think that's indicative of the current power level of Immortals Academy right now going into Proving Grounds?
It's definitely a bit interesting. I mean, the fact we're fifth place and we're the only team with like exactly neutral win rate is kind of funny. I think it shows just that, like, because we think we're playing so bad. Like, we are fifth, and we think we're terrible. Like, half our losses are supposed to be wins, and the fact that we're still fifth to me just shows how bad everyone else is, right? So if we just like fix some issues, like, I mean, it's easy.
All right, fix some of those issues, some of those consistent things. Of course, you've had a little bit of a roster swap as well, so I'm sure that kind of factors in slightly. But when the gears get rolling, Immortals do look like a very scary team. So when you're looking at the competition ahead in Proving Grounds, is there anybody in particular that you got your sights on? Anybody you're looking out for? Because, I mean, you're a reigning champion from last year. You got to come in defending that title, man.
I mean, nah, I mean, I have some friends with other teams, but jungle-wise, like, I feel like nothing's really that crazy. I think teams are kind of like finding their groove, and I'm just excited to play against friends. We got TL Bradley, we got the big Dokes from CLG, so we got all these, we got all the boys. So I'm just excited to play against everyone and see how far everyone goes in PG.
On that note, I actually am curious, as a player who is a defending champion, your story last year was insane. Playing on 100 Thieves next and then moving into the Academy roster to finish out because of Kenvi and Tenacity moving over to Europe for their kind of boot camp during the Worlds period. But you won the whole thing. Do you feel like now you have any sort of legacy to protect? Do you feel extra pressure at all as a player?
I'm not sure about extra pressure. I don't really think about me winning PG that much. It's like, it was really happy it happened, and I was really fortunate to get on that team. But I didn't really. It's not something I like remind myself. You know what I mean? But I think it would be really cool to win again. I mean, I'd be the only person that won back to back, right? So that's always something nice to feel about. Obviously, the 100 Thieves roster last year, there's a lot of superstars. We got Luger, we got Ryoma the King, we had Poom the King. We had Gamsu the King, right? So we had all these really great players. So if I was able to win again this year, it kind of shows like I was also an outlier as well. So I mean, excited for that, and we'll see how that goes.
I mean, it's always fun when there's defending champs coming back in. So obviously we're going to talk about that a lot from the broadcast side, but I love hearing your thoughts as the actual player in that situation and what you're thinking. I also want to give you an opportunity to reflect on your first full split now in Academy last year. I mean, it's an asterisk because it was such a short period, even though you did win. But now, hey, you got a split under your belt. First of all, how does that feel as a player for you kind of achieving this? And also, kind of what do you see this as a springboard going to the next step?
I mean, it's great. I think because of PG, I came in with a little bit of hype, so people weren't really sure where I'd place among the other junglers, and I think some of my performances have definitely shown like where I can be, and then some others have shown where I am, why I am where I'm at right now. So I think with a little bit more time, I definitely feel a little bit of that, like, you know, rookie type of thing, because I think on my good days I'm the best, but on other days I might I have some stuff to get used to. So we'll see. As my first split, I'm excited with how it's going, and I think with some more games or splits under my belt, I'll be a lot better.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us, Chad. Honestly, it's been awesome to see your journey from last year into this year and now on Immortals. Clean 18 and 18, not a bad first split. A lot of rookies are struggling much more, so congratulations on that. And thank you for coming on. Congratulations on the season, and we'll see you in Proving Grounds next week.
All right, thank you.
And with that said, we'll bring back on the casters here to get into